What's up, guys? JKG back with some more Diablo Immortal content for you guys. Before we get into what you clicked on, I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for the recent support on the last couple videos. Really means a lot to me. If y'all could hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 100 subs on YouTube, and then we'll kind of move up from there, baby steps, right? So really appreciate that. Now, with that being said and out of the way, this video is going to be geared towards somebody who is like myself in Hell 3, Diablo Immortal, and wanting to move towards Hell 4, and just kind of something to kind of let you know what it's going to be like when you do make that jump. So let's get into it. So here we are in my barb account, and we've kind of went over the build, the basic build itself in previous video. You can see I have more resonance, as well as I do have some additional damage. We're up to almost 4,800 on the damage. We're 61 and a half on life, 472 on strength, and then combat rating, we're at 31,115. And then if we come over here, we're in Hell 4 currently. And obviously we want to be Paragon 150. I am currently at Paragon 123. So we're still a ways away from that specific goal. As far as hopping into Hell 4, the recommended combat rating is about 3260, I want to say. So we're not too far away from that. We're about 100, a little bit over 100 away from that. But as with anything in Diablo, we kind of learned from moving from Hell 1 into Hell 2, and then from Hell 2 into Hell 3, that you don't necessarily have to wait until you hit that number before you can make the jump. So I'm in a spot where I can farm in Hell 4 solo at this point. When I run into yellow mobs and blue mobs, and then the occasional orange mobs, those ones take a little while to take down, and I'm not out of danger. I can definitely be killed multiple times and have to revive back in town. No problem. That's just the nature of the game for the next couple Paragon levels, and until I can get some additional leveling, right? So the reason why we go in early, one, Hell 3 gets a little bit stale once you can kind of like kill everything really easily. Where you're at, farming becomes very stale, very easy. And then two, if you look, you know, we're not able to put on any of our gear. We'll actually run over here to the stash and we'll kind of take a look. All of this really good gear we can't put on until we hit Paragon 150. So I have all these upgrades that I can't hit until I hit Paragon 150. However, once I do hit 150 and I put these on, it's going to be instant, like massive upgrades to my account. Other YouTubers in the Aftershock United community have already made videos kind of detailing that in general. And it's pretty tried and true practice, right? You stock up all your stuff early. That way you can go through and kind of clean up afterwards. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you kind of one of the things, what it's like backpacking along with a group that can carry you, right? You're still going to be able to help with some damage here and there. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and swap over. We're going to bring in the video, and we're going to go ahead and show what it looks like to kind of farm a Hell 4 dungeon with a group for the first time. So here we are loading in to our Pit of Anguish in Hell 4. One thing about Pit of Anguish is you can kind of run past those first mobs, come in here, hit the big nasty worm, and kind of go. You can see I'm not the only one dying in this group, so it's not a situation where I'm the only one, you know, dying. I am going to die a lot in this, and just so you know, we've already ran a couple runs at this point before I hit record on this, so you can see my revive at corpse is gone. So I have to come back and make the lonely trek all back by myself. But as you can see, they were able to knock out that little first boss, and I'm able to kind of clean up as I come through, pick up some XP orbs. You know, if I need some other, you know, anything else is on the ground, any gear drops or anything like that, we can go ahead and pick those up as we run through. And then Pit of Anguish, you kind of run through until you get to this platform here, and then you just kind of wait. You can kind of see, there we go. We go ahead and trigger it. We drop down on the little elevator here. And this is a good spot, not quite as user friendly as Rapids, where you can like hop into the market if you purchase the Boon of Plenty and check on anything that you've sold while you're cruising down the river. You don't necessarily have that much time here, unless you really want to take your time getting through the dungeon. But here we come. You can see us hitting up Zolthrax here. And I believe in this run I do die. I died a bunch to this guy because every so often, if you don't catch him in time and you don't kill him fast enough, he will jump up in the air and he will come down and he will hit you like a ton of bricks. And then in general, if you don't, you know, get out of the way of those there you can see he just, you know, he one shots pretty much everybody in this group. Even the guys that are 200 over crit rate in this group are getting one shot by that particular guy when he does that jump up and come down and slam. When he does the fire coming out, similar to Lassel in the raids, that hits like a ton of bricks as well. But you can see how easily I can die with the stats that I am being under level. You are going to die a lot if you're running a Hell 4 dungeon at this level. You just have to kind of have that in your mind going in and be ready for it. Don't get too discouraged. This Blizzard, if anybody at Blizzard watches this, any dev, let us not die when the cutscene is playing. Like I get if there's a mob there and I run into the mob ahead of time or after, I can die, sure. Don't let me take damage when the cutscene is actually playing. Like, that's just mean. That's just cruel and unusual punishment there. Zaka, the main boss worm here, the mechanic, I really don't like it personally as a bard because you have to really get super close in to do your damage, and we die a lot. Even in Hell 3, when I run Pit of Anguish, I can die a lot against this boss. So running it in Hell 4 going in, I knew I was going to die multiple times. Again, you can see, you know, gravestones on the ground from the rest of the group. It's just kind of one of those things. Hopefully you can just, you know, keep your mind strong, get through it, and then, you know, revive at the portal. And, you know, if you're a barb or a satyr, you have the sprints and the horse that you can kind of, you know, come back in a little bit quicker. If you're another class that doesn't move quite as quickly, you know, it's going to be a long trek. It's going to be a long trek. You can get hit, and any one of the little mobs on the way can take you out if they decide to hit you and crit on you. There you can see by the time I got back, they were able to do enough damage. So we got to the second half of the main boss, which is the heart. And the heart, typically for a barb, we can really get in tight and do a lot of damage to the actual heart itself when we're doing this. So we can actually finally help in this situation. But you can see right there, once the skeleton comes around and protects the heart, we take an incredible amount of damage there. In Hell 3 and Hell 2, I can usually withstand that, come back out and come back in. In Hell 4, I have to try to get out of there as fast as possible. I can get a couple hits in, and then once I kind of sense that cage coming in, I have to turn around and get out as quick as possible because we just have to get out of there. But as you can see, the guys were able to do enough damage that they were able to kill that. We were able to expose the heart really quickly after I died. And if you know Zaka, that is the end. Pit of Anguish completed. You can see that right there. It's about 5 minutes, a little over as far as the time. And then, you know, one of the cool things about it is you get the feat for the Vithus set. So if you're farming Vithus, if you're any kind of a damage dealer, satyr, any other damage dealer, demon hunter, even a barb, it's going to be a great set for you for your progression down the road. So if you can get that ahead of time and have good substats on it and everything, you can actually kind of set yourself up for success and not have to wait around. And you can see we're just running a loop here of the video. We ran quite a few runs today, but yeah, this was just kind of that first look at Hell 4 dungeons. If you haven't, if you haven't done a Hell 4 dungeon yet, this is kind of what you're going to expect. Pit of Anguish is one of the harder dungeons, in my opinion, at least from a barb's perspective. So I did want to kind of showcase a little bit of like an upper end Hell 4 dungeon and kind of show what that's like. But yeah, again, if there's anything you want to see barb related or Diablo Immortal related, let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate that. Again, hit that subscribe button if you can. We are on the road to 100 currently, and we'll kind of go baby steps from there. And last but not least, if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you didn't like the video, if you don't like me, give a dislike. It's fine. Engagement is engagement, and we all love positive or negative feedback as long as it's constructive, right? So with that being said, guys, I'm JKG. I will see you in the next one. Peace.